Ladies and gentlemen, Wall Street Trapper is here. We are honored to have you. Educate us.
Let's talk about it, man.
What the hell's going on? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Thank y'all for having me, man.
Thank you for coming. I love what you're doing out there. I've spoken to you on the phone to tell you that. I just love all of it. I think the message is important. And we just got a fly group of messengers out here. Y'all look good doing that shit.
Well, it's time.
I didn't even see your chain.
Oh, no,
I'm about to tuck mine in.
It's behind the beard.
I'm about to tuck mine
Oh,
in.
my little chain costs more than you. You supposed to tuck that in.
Yeah, I got to tuck this in.
Come on, yo.
Nah, man.
Yeah, get that. No, you got to get that out of there.
Get this out of here.
Because this shit right here, come on. Don't disrespect Trap
I
like
ain't
that.
disrespecting.
Come on, put that shit away.
Put my
yo.
Apple Watch up too.
Yo, put that little motherfucking gun away.
Nah, the financial niggas have inspired me to maybe think about going to get a couple little chains.
I keep it classy, man. I'm a gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Aren't we all?
Man. I don't do too much, just enough.
Hey, fam, you know we can see that, right?
Are you married?
This is nothing. Right, and I'm saying that in the
Modest way.
they got I'm cool.
Oh, you was part of that GameStop gig.
Not at all. Not at all, man. I just feel that there's a way to do things in moderation.
Absolutely.
There's a way to do things that you make yourself feel good, but also without making other people feel envious. Right? I think what happens is we have to be able to show people that certain things are possible without feeding our own ego, right? Because I think some things are just egotistical, right? And that's always the downfall of man.
Chains.
Right? And so where I come from, too much of anything makes you look like dinner.
Absolutely.
And wolves are great at hunting, right? And so I just move in moderation, right? But to get back to what we were saying before that, I think it's time. So I think over the last couple years, just being in America has made everyone realize that there's no such thing as job security. Right?
Talk about that. Shit.
But from 2020 to now, financially, a lot of people are under pressure.
Yeah.
And what we've realized is that we really don't know what we think we know about money. See how that made everybody stop and think? Like, damn.
I'm trying to get to what I think I know about money.
That's the
what I was
purpose of that.
thinking.
The purpose of that is you're supposed to be like, damn, like, what do I know about money?
Getting money taught me I didn't know anything about it.
That's when you learn.
And to be honest, you got it more than most, but you ain't even got it yet.
I know there's a lesson at every level of getting it.
Word.
There is.
Yeah, there is.
Word.
Yeah.
For sure.
So here's one of the things I've realized, and this was an important lesson for me. So during the pandemic, so even if we look at the richest people in America, right? 90% of that list, top 10, outside of Warren Buffett, has something to do with technology, right? In that top 10. But the one person that people don't pay attention to is the dude Bernard Arnault. During the pandemic, he became the richest man in the world. Bernard Arnault. He owns
LVMH, right?
LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet,
Retail.
Hennessy, right? Luxury goods. How is this possible? Because during the pandemic, when people who had no money discipline had a whole bunch of free money,
They start shopping.
They start buying stuff they ain't had no business buying. And so when we went to the mall, we saw Louis Vuitton wrapped around the
The
corner.
line was around the
We
block.
saw Givenchy wrapped around the corner. We saw Fendi wrapped around the corner. We saw Dior and Christian Dior wrapped around the corner.
Yeah.
That one man owns those four brands.
Oh, shit.
You feel me?
Plus Hennessy.
Plus, and
Hennessy,
people were drinking.
plus Clico,
People were
plus
drinking.
Hublot,
Yeah.
right? Plus Dom Perignon,
God.
right? Plus Sephora,
Hennessy.
Oh, you didn't know?
He owned mad shit.
plus Sephora, plus Fenty that Rihanna has, plus
50% of J
plus
shit now.
J stuff, right? The man has like a total of like 62 brands under him, luxury brands. But what do poor people do when they get free money?
Buy luxury
Go
shit.
run right up the luxury
So
shit.
during the pandemic, people who didn't have the money to spend the people who were complaining about not having money were walking billboards for this man's brand. And during the pandemic, he became the richest man in the world off selling luxury goods. So my thing is always, if you want to know what you don't know about money, look at your closet, look under your bed, put that number together, and if that number is more than what you have in your bank account or your investment account, you don't know how to spend money.
Makes a lot of sense.
And that's a lot.
That makes a lot of sense.
Real juvenile, easy shit that anybody can
Like
do.
finance is not really hard.
Word.
Yeah.
Right? It's not hard.
You
We
just
just
put that pretty simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we just feel inadequate because we haven't been taught it in a way. Like every time we've been taught finance, it's always been on a super high level, right? And so out the gate, you check out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like math.
You check out.
Yes.
Yo, after 1 + 1 + 1 = 2, like once you start, man, I'm checked out.
X's
When
and
you like,
Y's,
man, I
niggas
ain't
like,
about to
I
deal
ain't
with that.
nigga. Yep.
Right? When instead of trying to teach me like geometry, yo, I stopped going to school in the 10th grade. Physically. I really stopped going there probably like the 8th grade. But I've never used any of the other stuff outside of addition, multiplication. I've carried a decimal here and there, right? But I don't need to be a rocket science to learn about business and money,
Common sense.
right? The streets taught me that. And so I think what the pandemic should have shown us was we need to learn more about money. If you didn't think about it before, because when America pressed that button, everybody gets in panic mode.
Just shovel.
Yep.
It pressed the button.
And we can stop y'all water like that.
Whatever. And what happens is we've never been in a situation where America pressed the button on us.
Sure.
We've never been in that situation. So when they pressed the button, everybody was like, whoa, what the hell? And then financial literacy became the thing. It became so many rappers, so many athletes, so many entertainers was like, say, Trap, bro, like I need you to teach me this right here. I'm like, bet.
I say that all the time. Y'all caught a good wave.
Yeah, they did.
Had a good time.
You know what I think though? I think that specifically him. I'm gonna add Ian, I'm gonna add Rashad and them in there too.
The bros.
But what happens is a dude that came out and called himself Wall Street Trapper.
Facts.
One, all of us from the inner city gonna identify with it like that.
Facts.
Then the joker is saying, yo, I've been locked up before.
Yeah.
I was in the streets before.
Yeah.
I was off the porch early, nigga.
Yeah.
Real hot boys, cut boys, all that.
Facts.
Wild nigga
Real
shit down there.
Real shit.
right?
You know shit.
nut cases down there.
Real
But
shit.
you get what I'm saying? Now I'm comfortable. Where's the financial advisor that my agent put me on? I didn't feel comfortable talking to him. I don't even feel comfortable showing my ignorance to him because I feel vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
big.
you dealing with a white financial advisor or even a black financial advisor, but this motherfucker might got a PhD from Cornell. So
Facts.
you don't feel comfortable
You don't feel
talking to him.
comfortable. That's facts.
I could come holler at Trap and be like, yo, dog, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, my nigga.
That's facts.
My nigga,
Facts.
you got to show me what I'm doing.
That's facts.
And now I feel comfortable. So now I'm going to start getting into this a little bit more because I can expose my vulnerability to somebody that look like me and that I can relate to.
And not be judged.
That's what I mean.
And
yeah,
not be
yeah,
judged.
yeah.
And that was, so honestly, that was intentional for me. Right? That was intentional for me to name. Again, the streets taught me so much, man. You know, I saw my mama get shot when I was 9, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so immediately, like, that set the tone for my life. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, I went to prison at 16 for attempt murder on robbery. But at 16, I hadn't already got shot already. Right? So my life in the streets had already made a connection. Right? And my story ain't no different than the average other person in the hood.
Sure.
Right? You'll never hear me be like, yo, I was a big meech. I was the Bodie compared to Avon Barksdale and them, yo. I was the Slim Charles, bro. Like, that was me. Got a couple dollars, hit a couple licks. I wasn't hurting, but I wasn't.
You wasn't.
Yeah,
You wasn't
you know what I'm
him.
saying?
I wasn't him.
I wasn't
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I wasn't that.
Right.
Right? And for me, when I went to prison, a white guy told me that, yo, I would never, this is like one of the most one of the moments of my life that anchors my life, yo. I always revert back to it. I'm in prison. I just had a fight I was in a Paris jail, Orleans Parish prison. And I was 16, I had done made 17. I hadn't already got my 10 years. And I'm in a hole because I had a fight with 2 of my homies, right? And I'm in the cell and the guy comes to me and he says, in a disappointing way, like, bro, y'all playing the wrong game. And like, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? First of all, like, from my point of view at that age, all of my encounters with white men had been bad. Mm-hmm. They were the people harassing me. Mm-hmm. They were the people who locked my homies up, right? So my encounter with white America at that age was bad, right? So I'm like, what you talking about, fam? But it was the humility in which he came to me with. Like, it was just like, I don't mean no disrespect, but why you here? You 16 years old, bro. Like, and then naturally I'm like, well, what you doing here, my nigga? What you? Right? So he was like, so what you in here for? So in New Orleans, you can have you can tell somebody is in prison, in jail for because of the type of band they have. So like if I have a red band, that means I'm on an attempt murder, armed robbery, kidnapping, carjacking, or I have a drug charge where my bond is over $1 million.
Okay.
Right? If I have an orange band, heroin, something like that. If I have a red and white band, that means I'm on a federal charge. Now the thing about being in prison in New Orleans is a federal charge has like a type of like hierarchy, right? You know some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you a big dog. So I'm looking at it, I looked at his band and immediately, I don't know why, it just made me respect the situation a little bit more, right? I looked at the band, yeah, he got a red and white band, so I know he in the feds. Mm-hmm. So it made me symbolically, it's a white dude with a red and white band. I'm respecting what he got going on.
Yeah.
He knows some shit that I don't know. I'm just being real.
Nah, that's
I'm
real.
just respect, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm respecting the hierarchy right here. Mm-hmm. So he was like, man, listen, what you in here for? So in prison, you don't really tell people what you in jail for. But in that moment, I'm like, all right, I'm for attempt murder, bro. I shot somebody 6 times. He was like, so you in for attempt murder on robbery? How much time you got? I'm like, I got 10 years. He was like, all right, I got 18 months.
And I stole a gazillion dollars.
$2.8 million. I paid back $800,000 in restitution. I kept $2 million. You playing the wrong game. Immediately he got my attention and my respect.
Hell yeah.
He got my attention and my respect. So I'm like,
That
all
was
right.
kind of him.
Yeah. So I'm like, well,
look at that though. I paid back the 800.
I'm 800 restitution.
That was my fine, 800.
And you
They know
kept
I
the
stole
2 million.
3.
And I sit for
18 months.
18 months.
But he told me something after that was real dope. He said, and if I did it again, because the feds have a guideline system, he's like, if I did it again, I'll come back, I'll do 5 years. But you'll still be doing that 10. Like, that was a whole nother, that's a whole
that's
nother
an eye
ball
opener for
game
your
for
ass
me.
right there.
He cracked your muffin.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So now I'm just like, I bet. So show me how to play that game. But he did something that was amazing. And he's like, it ain't even about that. He said, you got to learn that wealthy people stop trading time for money. They make their money work for them, and they start giving value to people. That was the first 3 things he told me. I had never heard that before in my life. Never heard that before, right? And so I was in a cell then for 99 days, bro. And he talked to me about, he said, wealthy people they stocks, they start a business, and then they get into real estate. And so because he told me stocks first, that's how I got into the game. Fast forward, I come home from prison. I get back in the streets. I catch another charge. 10 pounds of weed, just a whole bunch of other stuff. Man, I'm looking at 35 years. I get found not guilty, right? On what's called a fruit of a poisonous tree. So that means they kicked in your front door. They didn't have a search warrant. So everything they find in a house at this point is null and void, no matter what they found.
Inadmissible.
Right? They can't use it. But in New Orleans, they so stubborn, like, we going to trial. Right? And I was like, bro, in my mind, I was like, bro, I done already gave him 10 years. I only been home 18 months. I'm not cobbing out to nothing else. So we just got to go with it. And I really started taking the stock market serious after I got found not guilty.
What year was that?
2013.
Gotcha.
And then I had another charge where I cobbed out to it, but we got it overturned because it's called damn, I forgot what this thing is called, but they banned it after that. It was saying that I only cobbed out to it because I was under mental duress for fighting that other charge. And so my lawyer, shout out to John Full, I love you, bro.
I bet you do. My nigga, JJ.
For life, man.
I love it. But after that, it was like, all right. So I was like, all right. So I started robbing after that. But I'm not even gonna lie to you, because it's all I knew was the streets. But I was in my mind, let me use the street money to invest in the stock market.
Wait, after you got off?
Yeah. Like all I
The
did.
second time?
Yeah. This is what I did.
You still need money?
You still need, this is.
So I wanted to go back and
go
ask.
ahead, let's talk about it. We here.
When you got out,
Yeah, let's
and
talk
caught
about
the
it.
charge on the weed, was that your attempt at trying to apply what this white man had said, or was this just stupidity?
A little bit of both.
Got it.
More of not stupidity, but being naive. And here's why. Like, stupidity is like understanding that what this is, and then you just totally like disregard it. Right? That's a stupid decision.
Yeah.
Right? For me, it was, yo, this is what I know. My mama sold dope. My grandmother went to prison, came home. My mom went to prison, sold dope. Everybody I knew sold dope. But everybody I knew worked a job, struggled. Everybody.
It's telling you.
Everybody. At that age in my life, I had not met one person who I knew that was working that was successful.
That was comfortable.
Everybody was hurting. Right? There's a common thread, economic thread that runs through the hood. Right? And that is, even if you working or if you hustling, the working person family is probably struggling more than the hustling people, but the working people gonna look down on the hustler. Right? And so for me, and it is, there's an energy that's always imbalanced there, right? So the hustler's always trying to justify what they're doing. And in my hood, the hustler's always trying to justify what they're doing by looking out for the working people, doing certain things, but the working people are like, nope, I don't want no part of that. Get that from around me.
Yeah.
Right? So there's always an imbalance there. And so for me, it was like, yo, this is what I know, man. I'm good at this. Right? And up until that point with the weed, I had never been to jail for drugs. So I felt like
I'm good at this. I'm good at this.
Like, I went to jail for busting my gun, not for selling drugs.
Gotcha.
I'm okay here.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I come home, I'm hustling, I'm getting busy, and they kick my doing. Well, a little dude ratted on me, but I don't want to get into all that. You know, I'm past that. But they kicked the doing, and in that moment, it's crazy because when the people kick my doing, I never forget this. I felt stupid right here. The people kick my doing, and when they finally bring me in the crib, CNBC is on the TV.
Talking about stocks.
Talking about stocks. I knew how to weld. So my welding equipment was sitting on the side.
Oh, come on, Trap, yo.
And the man tells me, either you are ignorant or you just love the game. Because you have the stock market on the TV and you have welding equipment right here. Something ain't matching up.
Come on, Trap.
You feel me? I'm just being. That was a moment I was like, damn, he right.
I thought you was gonna say the white dude popped in your head.
No. That and the police guy was a black dude. He was like, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But it's because, like, this is what my mind, I felt I'm good at this, yo. And so I tell people all the time, man, like, and people always criticize me for this, but until you can show a person in the street a different way.
Shut the fuck up.
Until you can show them a different way, stop just telling them go work a job. I look at it as like a runaway slave, right? Like every day that slave has the ambition to be free, that slave is in a better predicament than the one who's still on the farm, but yet he fears for his life every day. That's a hustler.
Right.
That's somebody in the streets selling crack, coke, whatever.
Might be doing better than
right?
here, but I gotta.
They feel like I'm doing better than the slave, but I can get a taste of where I'm going, but I'm fearing for my life every day. Right? Now, for me, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with a person working a job because when I finally stepped away, I did iron work. So I built stadiums, I built power plants, and I didn't love it, but I was still making $2,000, $3,000 a week. I was cool with that, but I was working 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, right? But until you can tell the person that's hustling in the street, here's a better opportunity. Until you can reprogram him, because that person ain't just did this one time. That person has seen that his whole life. That's his program.
But how much money did you want to make when you didn't know anything about it?
You never know about. So this is the one thing I tell people that's when you ask somebody that if a real hustler, it's never about the money. Somebody who's in the streets, it's never about the money. It's always about the illusion of freedom.
That's true.
It's never about the money. It's about the illusion of I get up every day, I move when I want. I actually have a schedule, right?
Yeah.
My phone gonna hit at this time. I got a routine. I'm going to holler at shorty. The people at the corner store know me. My little loops are the same.
But I don't punch a clock for no white
I don't
person.
punch it, and I pride myself on saying I don't punch no clock. It's never about the money. And if we're gonna be realistic, 7 out of 10 people that's hustling make less money profit-wise than a person that working 9 to 5.
He's right. He's a devil.
Profit margin-wise, you make less money. but it's the illusion of the freedom in that hand-to-hand exchange. That's what keep me going, right? And my real hustlers understand this language. My real people who've been in the street understand this language. So it's never really about the money. When you see people, I got the money, all that ain't. Where your re-up money at, bro? Put your profit money on the side from your re-up money, and then now I'm gonna know what you got. What that is, because that ain't that much.
Not just that, nigga. Where your money that if you get bumped off? Where your lawyer money?
Well, my lawyer all
take it all
together,
out.
it cost me $65,000. I was broke. That's why I started robbing.
And that was 10 years ago in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Imagine what that cost in New York.
I was broke, so I started robbing because I told myself I cannot take the chance of getting jammed up now. I don't got no money. Now I got to go to trial with a state lawyer. $65,000 got me out of that. A state lawyer, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So that was the mindset behind that, man. But moving forward, fast forward, the mindset changed. As you grow, man, and I've been blessed, and I always give thanks to God, man, because I was able to get through all of those situations, learning serious lessons. And I always applied them, and I always was able to look back and say, all right, what did I learn out of that shit? Even if I didn't always make the right situation, the right move next, I was able to say, all right, I learned something from this. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's always been amazing for me, man. Like, I'm a person who can say, what was the lesson in that? What was the lesson in that?
That'd be the most important part.
Yeah, like I ain't just get through that for nothing. Right. I ain't just beat that charge for nothing. I ain't just got out that shootout for nothing. I ain't just almost got out of that trunk for nothing. I ain't like, yo, what? Okay, bet we need to change. Because at this point I realized you can only go to the casino so many times and walk away with the house money.
Talk about it.
You feel me? So I'm thankful that God was like, yo, here's a reality check, bro. The next move you make from here gonna cost you. And that was a move. Me and my partner went and hit a lick. It didn't turn out right. Dude had a 12 gauge to the back of my head. My homie steps in and said, yo, I can't stop you from killing my dog. But I promise if you kill him, it's gonna be 3 dead people right here instead of just 1. He said, so listen, let him go. We gonna leave. No love lost. Everybody go their separate ways. Dude put the 12 gauge down. Nobody died. I walked out, I told my dog, I said, bro, I give it up. I said, I'm good. It ain't for me no more. I bowed out gracefully.
It's a good bow out moment.
I bowed out gracefully.
That was good.
I bowed out gracefully. I said, it ain't for me, bro. I'm good. I did the 10 years. I got found not guilty. Another charge get overturned. Now my life is there. I'm looking at the pistol. When the dude got the pistol, I turn around, I look at it. I say, damn, it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's over. I don't got no advantage right here. It's over. So when he put the gun down, it was only, that's the smart man in me said, all right, that's it. It's time to bow graceful.
You ain't that's your last lesson from God.
That's it.
The next one you're
The next one is gonna cost you.
You dead.
And everybody don't get those lessons, that many lessons in the street. Right? Everybody
That's
don't get, I
also
know
true.
I got homies, first time he messed up, they got 99 years. They
That's
still
what I
right there.
keep- That's all I keep hearing as you telling your story
Yeah.
is, wow.
Everybody don't get them. Everybody don't get them. I know dudes, close friend of mine, the first day he started selling weed, bro. The first day he started selling weed, rookie mistake. That's why I love the process. And anything I do, I'ma always say, I don't want to get rich quick. I want to learn the process of everything so I don't make amateur or rookie mistakes. My homie and his cousin got in a car, they served the weed, they let the dude they selling the weed to get in the back seat. First mistake, this is never supposed to happen. You don't never let the person you serving get in the back seat. But because you don't know nothing, because you trying to hustle, this is what you thinking the game sweet. It was just some weed. No, this is a game. You sell a nickel bag, it's game time. Right? You in the front seat, your cousin in the front seat. That means neither one of y'all know the rules.
True.
Dude in the back seat killed this cousin, shot him 6 times, 1 in the jaw. He wound up surviving. Guess what he did? Went back to being a mailman. You shouldn't have been in that game anyway.
Right. That wasn't for you.
So people don't get a chance all the time. So when I got the opportunity, I had a hard head. It took me a couple times. Grace, right? Grace,
Mercy.
right? I'm like, all right, God, I got you.
Yeah.
What we doing next now?
Say less.
Right.
What we doing?
I
Are we
heard you.
working now?
I heard you now.
We working? Bet, we working.
I'ma weld my ass off.
We working. I'm building stadiums, power plants, bet, it's cool.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I would shout out the dude that put the shotgun down like you shout out the lawyer. I would have a list of people. Yo,
And the dude that talked to him out of
And
putting the
no,
shotgun
So
down.
the dude,
Him too.
my dog Calvin, man, he died
Damn.
He died in prison from sickle cell. So we met in prison when I was doing my 10 years.
Shit.
And part of him passing away kind of still, I fight that demon because when I told him that was it, we went through a moment where, so my homies who knew me from hustling always knew that if we needed to hit a lick, once I got on that wave, like I'm that guy. Like we needed to hit a lick, like I'm gonna make sure we good. Like I'm gonna map it out, I'm gonna sit on it, I'm gonna make sure we good, bro. And when I say I'm bowing out the game, that didn't sit well with him because he was a hitter. He wasn't the thinker.
The analytical one.
That's me. Right? And there's different, everybody plays a different role in the street. Everybody. Some people are just hitters. Some people like go get money. Right? Some people are good at plugging relationships together. Right? Everybody I was a thinker. Like I'm gonna think my way through this, right? And so he wound up going to prison for a robbery he tried to do on his own. And it went bad. And stress, sickle cell, too much. I talked to him like 3 days. I'm like, what's up? You good? He like, yeah. And the first thing I told him, I say, bro, it's my bad, bro. Like, and survivor's remorse. I should have went hit that lick with you, dog. Because you wouldn't have got caught up on that stupid ass shit.
Because you would have mapped it out.
Because I would have mapped it out.
Made sure you were straight.
I would have made sure you was good. Even if I would have just mapped it out for you, you know what I'm saying? We would have been all right. And he was like, man, you good, bro. Man, it's all love, man. You know how the game go. 3 days later, he passed away.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So that passing still kind of, even though I know I didn't do no wrong, but because we had such a bond,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm like, damn. So that one still sit with me a little bit. Yeah, that one still sit with me, but I'm doing ironwork, bruh, and I realized, all right, bro, you really are playing the wrong game, right? And so now I'm working, but I'm really saving and investing 70% of my money. And I'm living off 30% of my bread.
And this is pre cell phone investing?
Yeah, so I was using E-Trade at the time.
Okay.
Right?
It's like
so
15, 16?
15, 14, 15.
Gotcha.
Yep, I'm using E-Trade around this time. I'm really just using, literally, sleeping on the air mattress, bro. No
Wow.
real
I
talk.
was about to ask you where you was living at.
Sleeping on the air mattress.
Wow.
No bullshit. Sleeping on the air mattress.
Make it 100K sleeping on the air mattress.
Yep. Real talk. Traveling. Atlanta, I built the Falcon Stadium. Texas A&M, I did something on their stadium.
Yeah.
I did a little bit on the Dallas Stadium. Built multiple power plants in the Gulf Coast area. I was good.
Yeah.
But the key moment in my life was when I had my daughter, 2016. Game changer. I never looked back. I never looked back because I told myself when I had my daughter, I said, all right, yo, she don't deserve that other version of you. I've seen too many grown-ass men, gangsters, killers, murderers, kidnappers. When a child leaves from seeing them, they break down crying. Break down crying. Because they'll never touch them. I had a partner named Kurt, caught 25 years the day his child was born. The day his child was born, caught 25 years. Right? And every time his child would come visit him,
Crack 'em.
it would break him.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
It would break him. And it wasn't, I know men with life, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
they never gonna be.
you're gonna never see that
Yeah.
again. My partner about to come home right now. I've been josing him. I met him in 2000. I've been josing him for 20-something years. His mama just passed away last year. He got 1 year left. She just passed away 2 weeks ago. He got 1 year left.
Sick.
You feel me? So for me, I said, no matter, and I made a vow to myself. I said, I don't care how tough this shit get, I ain't going back to the streets. I don't care, because she don't deserve that version of me. If I can be a thinker in the streets, if I could be analytical then, I could do that shit
do it,
right now.
yeah.
I just got to figure it out. So I partnered with a couple of my homies, tried to do some real estate. It was cool, but I ain't know enough. So I started selling cars, buying cars from the auction, Copart, Manheim, IAI, like buying cars from the auction, flipping them, making $2,000-$3,000 a pop shit. That was like selling dope to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was like,
Just change the product.
I was like,
Same
all right,
idea.
bet,
Same-
I can
same
do this.
mechanics.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
can do this. And then I can take some of the money from selling the cars. I can put that in the stock market, take some of my check, put that in the stock market, got re-up money, go get 2 more cars. The game don't change.
Yeah. Same
And now you're playing a legal game.
Just change the
You're not
product.
taking-
I'm good.
Your risks aren't there.
I'm good. So I did that for a little minute, and then Just with everything. My mama saw me doing it. She's like, hey, give me 2 cars with you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give me 2. I'm like, all right. So I tried to do the 2 for her, and guess what happened? That shit flopped. Right? Because I can do certain things with my money that I don't want to do with your money. And now when that flop, I got to take the L because it took everything in you to give me that money.
Give me that money, yeah.
So all right, here. And then I said, all right, I'm not doing that no more. And then I really took the stock market serious. And I really started saying, yo, this is a different game.
But why that pivot?
Well, because in 1999, the seed was planted. You playing the wrong game.
Yeah.
Stocks, business, real estate. If you said real estate, business, stocks, I probably went with that. But because that hierarchy always remained in my life, that's why dude from the Fed said stocks first.
Huh.
He said stocks first. And the reason why this makes sense is because when I looked at the TV while I was in prison, guess what I saw? People getting money in stocks.
A ticker running across the bottom of
I
the
saw it. When I look at the USA Today, and it's crazy that I'm thinking about this because even when I was in prison, yo, it was only white men on that. Dude named Chris Kellogg, he went to UConn. He used to be on the backbone, he used to get the USA Today. He used to watch the stock market and watch the business section.
Well, I used to get to USA Today and throw that part away.
You feel me? And most people in the prison
Delete the app
system
off
with
the
me, here's what we did.
Sports.
We went and got the sports section.
Sports.
I was a runner. I created a business in prison where I was running numbers. The dude name is Danny Sheridan, who write the number for the USA Today and the football numbers. I would get his numbers. I had a system. I would manipulate the numbers. I created a ticket system called Braveheart. I sold my ticket on all 4 units in the thing. We was making bread, man. I had at least $10,000 of money and commissary in prison running numbers. Right? But Kellogg told me, so he said, you watch the stock market all the time, but you ain't never took the business section of this paper. You always come get the sports section. You feel me? He didn't even know it, but I was like, damn, he right.
Yeah.
So
You was in there picking up gym after gym.
no, like I'm not. Prison is if prison is. I've never met so many genius people in my life. So I want you to think about this concept right quick. If you have a tape player, I can take that tape player, break that tape player down, get 3 guitar strings, and turn that into a tattoo gun. And I know some dudes that are out tattoo, some tattoo artists out here. Real talk. Right?
That's some MacGyver shit
You
right
feel
now.
me?
Niggas be up.
Take
I'm
an
sitting
ink
there
pen,
like,
take the guitar strings, run it through the ink pen, the tape player that's on the battery part that go like that. They're gonna put the batteries on it, they're gonna speed it up, the on and off switch, they're gonna make that a speed. I'm lying, the on and off switch makes it goes on and off. The volume switch is how the speed goes up on the guitar string, right? Rock with a security guard. Pay the security guard 2 times the price for the Indian ink. The security guard don't feel bad because they're not smuggling dope.
They ain't dope.
Right.
Yeah.
This guitar is ink. They don't feel too bad about that, right? And they'll tattoo you for. I can promise you, I know men in the pen that'll do that. But just to go a little step further, I know some dudes in the pen that will take the wiring out of the light, take that wiring, put it on a cardboard, wrap it up with aluminum foil, know how to take 2 ends of it and put it in the plug, put some boiling water in a mop bucket or put some boiling water in a cooler, and we're going to cook some food.
Cook sauce. Cook sauce.
It's brilliant right here, yo.
Yeah.
It may sound crazy to somebody,
No,
but this real
that
engineering.
don't sound.
Yeah,
that don't
this-
sound.
that's engineering. That's
This
engineering.
engineering here.
That's
yo.
engineering.
exactly what it
No
is.
question.
You feel me? So
Yeah.
if you got that kind of mind, bro, we just got to learn how to put that thought process somewhere else.
So you know what happened
enough.
is like,
You sitting down though.
yeah, I was just getting ready to say that.
Sitting down. You ain't moving.
You ain't.
And
Yep.
not only are you not moving, here's the most important part. You don't know what information to apply what you know to.
Right.
That's true.
You only know how to apply your ingenuity
In
to
here.
mischievous shit. To getting over.
Yo,
Right? That's the only energy you know how to put your information to. I know how to get over. Right? If I can have a business, not just think about this. I'm running a business in prison, 2 businesses. My first business was washing clothes. The second business was gambling. You know, the numbers.
It's Braveheart.
Braveheart. If I can do that, that's illegal.
Imagine if I put my mind.
Why I can't come home and run a business?
Sure enough.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like the business principles don't change.
True.
Yeah.
From the street to here,
You know.
which is why I'm cool with Wall Street. That's the same business principles I learned in the street, fam. Marketing, branding, product.
You hear them say that about pretty much anybody they go and like the head of the organizations is always like, yo, man, he's doing what some Fortune 500 put him in a business. It's a Fortune 500 company he's running.
bro.
It's running the SWOT analysis and all the shit that
SWOT
they teach.
analysis,
Everything. All the
Bro,
shit that
think
they
about
teach you
this,
is the
bro.
same shit.
Like we love, like shout out to Big Meech. We love Big Meech, yo. Like the culture embraces Meech. Just imagine if Meech had some type of company, right? Instead of just pushing work. Imagine what that company could have did for the community. Right now, there's so many Instagram pages that glorify that, and I ain't mad at it. Like old dope kingpins, right? And I go read like, damn, it's some gangster shit. Because in my mind, I knew it. Like I know what it takes to push because I was in the game, not because I was but to take over a city and be the man in that city, moving a product, that ain't easy
At all. Dog, a city.
That ain't easy.
Nigga, to be a man of a block.
A block.
Not the city,
Look,
just
that
a
ain't-
block.
That ain't easy. That is hard.
Yep.
That takes guts, that takes nuts, and that takes skill. You gotta know how to control men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a whole.
Remember we talked about-
my nigga. Leadership is a different ball game.
Yeah.
You got to know what's gonna get the most out of Corey.
Yep.
It's not gonna be how I got to talk to Parks. I
Facts.
could be confrontational with Corey, nigga.
Yeah.
Scream at Corey,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get the most out
Yeah.
of him. Parks, I can't scream at him. He
Nah.
might clam down.
Yep.
I gotta pull him to the side. Come on, my
Let's
nigga,
go.
you better than these.
Facts.
Yo, what's up,
Facts.
boy? You got
Facts.
it, boy. Yo, that level of leadership,
Facts.
everybody don't got.
It's called pinnacle leadership.
Everybody
bro.
don't have it, bro.
It's-
And it's $1 million courses on that level of leadership.
Facts.
People make money off that in them
Facts.
seminars every fucking day,
Facts.
bro.
John Maxwell.
Every fucking day.
I do believe that Meech is gonna come home and get to it.
But here's why, and I believe that because
I believe that.
he's a businessman.
It's
I
his
think he's
mentals,
coming home
bro.
to get to it.
I don't know a nigga that ever went to jail.
Well, he in there now getting to it.
No, I'm saying
He'll
I don't-
sell his likeness to the story.
All that.
He understands.
Yeah,
he
I'm saying,
he
yeah.
see it.
And
He see it.
And the internet is different.
It's different.
The internet is different.
It's the greatest
And
thing
my,
happening.
and,
to
my,
us.
and my son is 21, 22. He can explain some of this stuff.
Yeah.
to me.
Bro, the internet
Yeah.
is different. Not just that, yo, you respect it.
You respect it.
You respect it. So a nigga going to welcome you home and say, yo, look, the hustle
Here's
was
it is.
this.
This is what it is.
This is what we doing now.
Boom.
This is
That's
what we
it.
doing now. You a solid nigga. This is what
Chill.
we doing now.
Yep. Let me do this.
You did your
And
time like
his,
a man.
His biggest thing gonna be trust. That's his biggest thing gonna be, cause he a leader. But his biggest thing gonna be being able to come home. And first of all, I'm not trying to even speak for Big Meech. Let me just say
course.
that.
Of
Right?
course.
Let me say that. Yo, no disrespect. Yo,
Not at
I'm not
all.
trying to speak for this man. He's a legend. His biggest thing gonna be trust though. Because he's gonna have to come home and he's gonna have to play the backfield until he learn it how he needs to learn it. And that's gonna be hard.
It's hard for some niggas.
Because he's a leader.
Yeah.
And he's not just any kind of leader, he's a pinnacle leader. If you look at a leadership book, that's the top of the leadership. He know how to lead men, he know how to get emotional, he know how to get the best out of everybody in his room. Right? So his biggest thing gonna be coming home and sitting down for 6-7 months so he can learn how the pieces being moved on the board. And then he can step into the great.
After 20.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog, imagine yourself. You got an organization of, let's say 20 people, because I don't know exactly how many people in the organization work for you. This nigga ran a country, I don't even know if there was global, but
Facts.
at least a nationwide organization.
Facts.
And you ran it for decades, my
Facts.
nigga.
It took me about 9 months trying to lead a few niggas to let me know I don't never want to lead none of you niggas.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is,
Some of you niggas out there.
Leadership is hard.
that
No,
shit is
sure
hard,
not.
bro.
Leadership is hard, man.
That shit is hard,
Leadership
bro.
is hard, man. It's
But
not.
a lot of things with the leaders too is like, yo, you gotta. Most men can't put their ego in the closet.
That's it.
To maximize they potential.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? From a leadership standpoint too, you got to know when to.
Yup. Let that
I
one
really
go.
want to fuck them up,
Yep.
but I can't.
Let that one go.
You know what I'm saying? I really want to beat the shit out and put the Draymond Green on them, but I can't.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's a real big thing too
Yeah.
for a lot
because
of
that's
leaders.
going and why is because one, you see the potential in him.
Yeah, earner too.
He's an earner.
Yeah, earner.
Like when somebody is an earner,
They valuable, bro.
they valuable. And just in leadership overall, it's understanding. Like Joe, you might be a talker. You may be the one that can talk to people.
Yeah.
Like Joe, go holler at him.
I'm going to talk, but
Go-
I ain't going to lead.
Go holler at him. but the leader realizes that, Joe.
Yeah.
Go, cause you got that. Hey man, check this out. You're able to speak sense into a hostile environment, and bring it down. Trap, you big energy. We got to pick the morale up in the business, Trap. We got to pick it up. Go give me that energy, right? Cole, you strategic. Look, Cole, we need to
Super tough to identify those things. Yeah.
You got, but you got to be able to sit back and do that. That's leadership.
The observation is real.
It's being able to do that. It's not, I can't run this thing with an iron fist. That draws envy, that draws hate, and that's make everybody want to kill the leader.
Or fear you to the point where you just
You don't want to be feared.
you don't want to be feared. You don't
respect.
You don't want to be feared. Yeah.
Let's go, man. How y'all feeling, man?
Yo, chilling.
Hey, yo, dog, I ain't gonna hold you. We had Reza Islam here. This shit was on the same level, my nigga. I'm sitting over here with the goosebumps. Nah, that's real rap. I ain't
Shout out
gonna
to Reza,
bullshit.
man. He's a
Nah, for
gangster,
sure.
man.
Listening to Trap, I see how you niggas is getting all this motivational speaker money.
Man, I'm not even getting no motivational speaker money, man.
What? Nigga, I'm about to cash app you right now.
Use your button.